Hey guys, Pastor Champagne here, and I just wanted to pop on really quick for Sunday reflections. I am going to start out with a scenario and then get to my point. Okay, so we understand that we are under a stay-at-home order, and come to find out, a lot of people feel a lot of different ways about this thing. Some people feel it's not necessary. Some people feel that you're not going to tell me what to do, which is the disturbing part in this whole thing. And so I am going to give you a scenario. I am a chaplain with the Topeka Police Department, and here it goes. So you get a call 2, 3 in the morning. You go to the call because something has happened. There's a death, obviously, and so you go. You have to go in, you have to console. There's officers, there's CSI, there's the coroner, there's the detectives, there's the patrol officers, those there that are securing the area. You can have up to 10-15 people at this one call, and this is, mind you, going on when we are supposed to be being at home, the safe stay-at-home order. And so you have all these people there. There is literally no way that you can practice social distancing because of the job you are there to do. The officers, the detectives, you have to put yourself in harm's way because there's no way to do your job without having to break these social distancing protocols that we know that can at least minimize the spread of this virus. You go to a hospital, somebody is out, has an accident, they have to go to the ER, and so the ER, you have to see the nurses, you have to see check-in, you have to see the doctors, you have to see the people that clean up areas, and so you're put into environments because we cannot practice the safe social distancing and still effectively do our jobs. You take the Topeka Rescue Mission, they cannot put social distancing in place per se. Now, you can be as safe as you can, but to do the job effectively, we cannot follow the precautions that we know can at least minimize, if not make this virus not be allowed to spread. And so there are people that have to be at their job. The nursing home is another one. Have to be at their job, have to care for people, have to place themselves as Esther in harm's way. I think about Esther. He told her, she told him in response to going into danger, if I perish, I perish, because she understood that I was made for such a time as this. And so I'm not saying that we don't want to do our jobs. That is not what I'm saying at all. We actually feel like I am called to do this job. And so if I perish, I perish. But we don't believe we will. But we will put ourselves in harm's way to do the job, to care for your people, to make sure everything is running smoothly, to keep order. And so don't misconstrue what I'm saying. We will, as Esther, place ourselves in these positions because that's what we do. That's who we are. That's what we're called to. However, we can minimize the risk if we would just follow things that we know work, that are put in place to work to minimize the spread of this disease. Okay, so let's go back to that first scenario as a chaplain. And so you have 10-15 people that are going to go home to their families that can potentially put their families at risk. So you can easily, from one call, infect 100 people because we refuse to allow ourselves to be inconvenienced by a stay-at-home order that is put in place to protect us. Guys, all I'm saying is there is no reason for some of this. My question to you, my question I asked of you to reflect on, what is it that is so bad about your home life that you don't want to be there? You don't want to be here for 30 days with the people that you claim to love, that the people that you want to do life with. What is it that you refuse to be there? That's a problem. You need to look at that. How about you investigate that? And what about our heart issues, that we are so prideful, so arrogant, have this such a great disregard for the value of another's human life? I can't see that beyond my wants and desires, my inconvenience. I can't value your life, because that's what it boils down to. If I say, I'm going to do what I want to do, what I'm actually saying is I have no regard or no value of the next man or next woman's life. That is an issue, guys. That is an issue. And if nobody wants to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. You look at all these other causes. We take things that we say going on in our life and we condemn and judge people. Oh, they have no value or life. They don't care about life. But I can't be inconvenienced to stay in the house, even still be allowed to go out to do essentials. Well, you're no better than the gang member, than the abortion. Then you're no better because you have no value for human life. We as Americans need to check ourselves. If we, to save our country, to not become an Italy, to not become a China, to save our country, if we will not be inconvenienced with a stay-at-home order, that says something about our hearts. I don't care about you. We refuse to see our actions are never singular. It always is an effect. What I do affects you. What you do affects me. Some of this stuff is, there's no reason. There's no reasoning but arrogance and pride and entitlement that says that I'm going to do what I want to do and you can't tell me, and I don't care what danger I put others in. I am going to do what I want to do. That, my sister, that, my brother, is a heart issue. And maybe this Sunday you need to reflect on, where did your value from human life go? Where did the love for being my brother or sister's keeper? Where is that love for that neighbor as myself? Where has that gone? Church, we need to wake up. If we refuse to follow orders that is for the safety of a community, and we're posing it as it's in the name of Jesus, we need to check our hearts. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not saying anybody. That's not my issue. My issue is I want you to check your heart, because if to save a life, I got to stay at the crib, we got to do this thing online, that's what I'm going to do, because I love my neighbor as I love myself. Church. So, please, guys, this is not trying to make you do something. This is asking you to sacrifice the creatures of comfort that we are so entitled to give that up for a short amount of time, so that we can ensure when this thing is over, there will be something to come back to. If you can't stay home with your people, check why. If you cannot be alone with yourself without the hustle and bustle of all the things we busy ourselves with, if you cannot do that, there is a problem with you. If you cannot sit with yourself, because you are the only one you cannot get away from, there is an issue in you. And maybe you should use this time to investigate, what is that? What is it that I cannot be without the crowd? You should be cool whether it's just you and Jesus alone, you and God alone, as well as it's you and 100 people. You should be cool. You should be able to sacrifice for your brother and your sister if it is going to entail a better tomorrow. This thing is bigger than just you staying at home. I'm praying for us. I know that we can do it. At the end of the day, humanity, I believe, always wins. It always stands up. It always says, America, we are great, and we are going to do whatever is necessary to ensure that the generations following us have somewhere to be, to ensure that tomorrow is better. And I caution you, if you think it's going to be the status quo, we just waiting to go back to the way things were, that will never happen. And it shouldn't happen in some instances. And so how about we trying to reflect on building new normals, new realities? And you need to be watching the people out here. Watch what they're doing, because then you will know who you should move forward with and who you should leave in the past. I love you guys. Be blessed.